Organics. That's at Zero Organics. Would the Raiders really take a running back when they are probably staring a good offensive tackle in the face, maybe a defensive tackle? Chip Kelly is probably guaranteed an Ohio State guy in the second round. Of course, Chip Kelly came from Ohio State. So Jeanty seems odd. This is on the heels, of course, of the Raiders having a whole bunch of top draft prospects at their facility for 30 visits the other day. Ashton Jeanty was among them. I think Ashton Jeanty has a good shot, not a sure thing, but a good shot to go in the top 10, viewed by some people among the top 3 players in the draft with Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter. And Organics, I'd mostly agree with you that I don't know that the Raiders right now are in a position to draft a running back that high. I look at where they are from a roster standpoint, and unless you see Jeanty is just that much better than the rest, and the other thing is they're not in position to just pass on a great player. If they feel like he is that much better, then I think you have to swallow hard and take him. But, the way I see it, I think they still have to build the guts of that team up. And so if I'm the Seahawks in this scenario, and sitting there at number 6, my feeling would be I hope that somebody, like Mason Graham or Will Campbell or Jalen Walker is there for me. I'm not sure which one they prefer. At least one of those 3 will be available to them. But I think you're in a spot right now where you build up the lines of scrimmage. A lot of people have looked at it and said, well, it's Pete Carroll. He invested in Marshawn Lynch. He took Rashad Penny in the first round. He's a big believer in the run game, so a running back would be in play. And I would agree with all of that. I just think, with this sort of high-end capital at this point of their build, they really do need to shore up the lines of scrimmage. So they do have some pieces on the lines of scrimmage, of course, with Max Crosby and Christian Wilkins on the offensive or on the defensive front, and with Colton Miller, who's a little older now, and Jackson Powers Johnson on the offensive front. I think adding to that is probably the smartest thing right now for them. And then, like you said, there's a lot of depth in the running back class, so they could come back and get one of the Ohio State running backs, get a Quishon Judkins or maybe a Travion Henderson at the top of the second round, or wait and look at somebody in the 3rd or 4th round. They're going to be good players at that position, I think, through the first 4 rounds of the draft. So again, unless you see Jeanty is that much better than everybody else that's on the board for you, I think you focus on building up the guts of the team if you're the Raiders.